All right, so I am here in Puyallup, Washington, kind of Tacoma actually too, so the south end of Tacoma, and I'm here in a parking lot at a recycling center. These guys are really cool guys. They've been here for decades. I've sold them a ton of recycling material when I do remodel and construction, but during COVID, they totally upped their game. Their old lot used to be over there. It was in a tin shed with a leaky roof, and they put in this really cool building, and they actually bought up like 5-10 acres back there with a whole bunch of, actually I was driving back there so you can see it, but, and obviously they've had some kind of theft issues and stuff because they put these containers here now to block people. But what I really wanted to show you is not a crazy cool truck. I saw it on the road a couple weeks ago. I'm not into that stuff, but when it's that cool, I am into that stuff. That guy's truck's lifted like at least 2 feet, if not 2.5 feet. So anyway, these are some recycling guys, and gonna be driving into the sun, so can't even see. I'm totally blinded. Check out that mound of material. These guys have quite the setup. They didn't have this before. So, oop, they're not even closed yet. Dang, it's 7:30. These guys are working late. They got torn up vehicles over here. Wow. Got myself in a jam there. The dump truck guys right behind me. Look at that little funny seating area. One of our nicest days so far. Mid-60s. No rain today. I'm trying to figure out what the heck is back there. Some gigantic sign. It's cool looking though. And they got refrigerators. Yeah, these guys went big time. They went large over COVID. It used to just be a small operation buying aluminum and copper. So, hey, all right, I got people in, got a thumbs up. Thank you. I'm going to wait till it's clear here because what I'm going to show you, it's stuff that I see all the time, but I can take you on a route with me that just doesn't make sense to me. So this is on the verge of where the industrial area merges with the residential area. And it's always had, you know, this type of commercial stuff, tires and recycling and stuff. But they finished this building here over a year ago, this gigantic distribution center here, I'm on Canyon Road, technically in Puyallup. Look at this thing. And they've had this sign up, look at this, 275,000 available square feet. Like, so somebody got an itch and said, man, I know a great place. I watched them build this whole thing over the last year and a half or so. And they haven't leased it at all. So who can just sit on that? Now we're going to get up here too. And this is a really crazy one up here. This was one of the few apartment complexes that they were actually kicking butt on. They had 20 to 30 guys every day working on this apartment complex up here. And I was like, oh, these guys got money. They're going to finish. They're going to rent these things. They had guys doing everything. You know, they had the window guys, the roofing guys, the everything guys. Look at this. The paint's actually starting to wear because they didn't finish the painting a few weeks ago. And we've had a super horrible April. It's been really cold and rainy. So I can imagine if you didn't completely finish a project, especially a paint project, you're paying the price now. So let me get back in here. It's so crazy and sad to see all these blocks and everything. We had no crime. Puyallup was no crime. You didn't have to have fences like this. You didn't have to have these concrete blocks. This is something that people are getting used to just in the last few years. That's to my eye, that thing's just slightly smaller than the cars, but it's a cool plane coming in, and but now it's becoming the norm, and I think people are becoming accustomed to seeing barbed wire fencing and those blocks so that people don't ram the businesses. Anyway, this was one of the few apartment complexes I was like, oh, these guys, I mean, the way they were hauling butt, and they had crews just all over these buildings. I'm like, these guys are going to actually finish. They're going to get these things rented. Oh, heck no. I don't know exactly when they finished. Wow, that was a cool car. But they finished over a month ago, maybe 6 weeks ago. Or I shouldn't say finished, they got to this point and everybody left and they fenced it up. Look at this. That motorhome has been there the whole time. Look at, they didn't finish. They do have meters on that one. No meters on that one. That's a big deal. There's something about not getting electrical hooked up. I think they don't have to either close out their mortgage or they don't have to start paying property taxes. I'm going to show you some others. So that one to me was huge right back there because that was one of the few that had full crews trying to get that thing done. Like they wanted to rent those apartments. Woohoo! Those guys must just love their job. They start at like 7 a.m. and they work till 7 p.m. They got no problem working 12 hours. This is a new apartment complex that got built, and it's only about half rented in there. They've got big signs in there. They advertise online. So it was mixed use. You got people living in here. Just a block off, you have people living in houses. This is an urgent care. This over here, I thought they were going to develop this for like a year. I don't know what they're doing. They keep having like staging equipment there. We're going to come up on my hill up here. The guy that I used to get gravel from, is he still here? I don't think he's here anymore. But there used to be a hill up here. I'm heading south on Canyon Road in Puyallup. Thank you for the likes. Comment if you guys want. Oh, hey, Sean Osborne. Wow. Oh, yeah, right here. Puyallup Bark Supply. He still exists. Anyway, there used to be a gigantic hill right here. They took it away. Look at this. They came in and over about 2 months, maybe less, they hauled the entire hill away. They took the whole thing away. Dug it out. They're going to probably put in, grocery store, gas station, whatever. Right in that whole intersection. They dug a hill away. I watched them do it. Oh, they got hot tub issues. You gotta be serious when you're moving a hot tub. Sean, man, Willamette Queen. Man, I gotta reach out to me. You still have my phone number. I tried to buy this property a number of years ago. They said it was wetlands, nothing could go on it. Amazingly, Amazon was able to put their whole distribution center on it. Oh yeah. Ain't no wetland problems for Amazon. They can do it all. Thanks for being live, Sean. I appreciate it. So what I'm going to drive you by is, as you can see, residential. I'm going to show you some other crazy commercial stuff that's going in residential zones. And I just think it's so weird that they're allowing this. Maybe I'm just a crazy person and I'm not used to seeing it. You're like, wow, I don't know what his problem is. This goes on all the time. I've never seen it before, though. I know where there's like the merge zone between commercial and residential, but to see it like feed right in between it. Also, what's up with nobody going the speed limit? Like, if you go 2 to 5 miles an hour over the speed limit, you're the slow poke and everybody just wants to run you off the road. If people run reds, like that guy right there. So it's coming up behind me. It was deep yellow for me, obviously red for him, but he doesn't care. The ticket must go in the garbage can. So this whole thing has just been recently developed. Mod Pizza, of course, Amazon Go, Chick-fil-A, blah, 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 Popeye's Chicken. What I'm going to show you here, and I should have gotten the other lane. So this used to be residential, and they put this commercial intersection. Okay, I understand that. But watch, we're going to get over here where it's residential, and they've slipped in massive amount of apartments. These other ones, they stopped working on them over a year ago, maybe a year and a half ago. So these guys, like, who builds apartments? I saw the flooring people go in. I saw the fixture people go in. Who builds places to 70, 80% completion and then is okay just fencing them and doesn't try to rent them? It's, I don't know. To me, it feels like someone is saying you don't have to collect rent. Like, I can't imagine putting out 80% of the money to build something that is designed to generate rental income, whether it's apartments or commercial, and not finishing it. Like, your income is zero. Wouldn't you at least spend the last little bit to finish it, even if you're only going to get it 20, 30% full, 40% full, and collect that amount? So who knows, huh? Who knows? We're right in here with a gravel pit. I was hoping there'd be less people behind me. I don't remember exactly where this stuff is, but I'll try to point it out. I'll try to slow down if I don't have people right on me to show it. See, I'm going 45, and that's the speed limit, and that's... So here's one of them. Right over here is a whole bunch of residential. Look at these distribution centers they put in. Gigantic. And they're not even being used. Like, what's for lease? Like, what's going to go on there? What, right here in a neighborhood, look at all those bays. There was like 80 bays back in there. It's ginormous. I think there was another one here too. So maybe those right here. Yeah, I think, yeah. So this is a guy with a little horse farm. It's a little local tavern. Look back in there if you can see in there. And they've got a big distribution center they're working on back in there. See it? Right there's the entrance. Why? Right there. It's going to feed out onto this little road. Right here by these homes. So you got houses here, and over here you're okay with a distribution center right across the street. It just seems crazy to me. A lot of this was wetlands too. See, there's houses back in there. We've got lots of land for commercial and distribution centers. Right here we got houses. Why would you want to put one right in a neighborhood, a gigantic distribution center that supposedly, once it's up and going, you're going to have hundreds of semis coming and going daily? That sounds just disgusting. If it was in my neighborhood, I wouldn't want to be fighting semi trucks daily. Now the other one we got up here, these guys, I'll pull in here on this one. They put a little local 7-Eleven here. This was always just a wooded area. This makes sense. 7-Eleven bought this corner. It is a nice corner. Gas station and 7-Eleven. The nursery's still here. That's nice to see. Yeah, I mean, you know, Sean says FEMA camps. I mean, they've been talking about that the last 10, 20 years, right? FEMA camps. Are they ever coming? I don't know. Feels like you're down there in Oregon. I'm here in Washington. Doesn't it feel like a FEMA camp already, bro? What they put us through and what they got going on. There's just different levels to the FEMA camps. tents on the street. This chick's got 2 flags. I can't read the one. The one says Guam. She definitely looks Asian. This guy's brown. Nice nursery. It won't last. Alpine. This is the one that blew my mind because I saw them getting to the final stages over a year ago. And you can see we're in the residential area. I think my daughter had a piano recital there. They never finished these. They've been at this stage for at least a year, if not more. See, and they didn't put the electrical boxes in. There's like 200 apartments here. Who's got the time to build 200 apartments? The interiors of them are like 70, 80% done. Well, they are like 100% done on some of them. And then they threw the fence up. If they want to sell them 20, 30 cents on the dollar, I'll buy them. Looks like they're having issues with people in windows here because they've got some plywood. This one came with a really nice big clubhouse. I don't remember if it has swimming pool or not. Let's look. No, but they've got a lot of room back there. Oh, they took out these trees. I was in here one time and the guys were in here looking at them. I think they were sawing branches or they were doing something. Look at that. They ended up taking them out. Wow. Those are some big trunks. That's a little Cessna. Anyway, yeah, so, hey, I got someone else. Taylor Rose, your name looks familiar. I'm in Puyallup, Washington, which is near Tacoma, Washington. And so it's south of Seattle. And I'm just showing that they're building these apartments and they're almost getting the apartments done, but they're not. Like, why, if money really mattered to you and you had to make payments, you'd finish the main building, right? And then you'd finish 2 or 3 buildings and get them rented, get people in here, at discounted rent, and then you'd finish things off. You wouldn't just let 200 apartment units sit vacant for over a year. Like, no income is coming in from this. So obviously, there's no payments having to be made. They're not demanding payments or someone else is making those payments for them. Sean says, don't get me started. I know. Taylor Rose says, reminds me of parts of Michigan. Interesting. Yeah, I don't know about this in other areas because I've been out here pretty much strictly for the last 2.5 years. I've just seen it happen a lot here. I mean, I could make a 2-3 hour live stream and drive around and show you 10 or 15 of these complexes, but they're spread out. So I made the video tonight. If you go back to the beginning, I started with an apartment complex, well, a commercial building, and then right after an apartment complex, and then another commercial, 2 more commercial buildings, and then this. They're being built and they're not being utilized. And it's, at first, when I saw this like a year ago and there was all the mass inflation, I was like, oh, okay, someone's telling them to not bring inventory online to keep rents up. But we're now at the point where we're a year down the road. Like, obviously there's 3 units, 1 per level here. Like, start renting them out for $1,500 instead of the going rate of $2,000, $2,200. So Sean says, no fuel in planes. Yeah, that's old school stuff, Sean, and I try not to talk about that anymore because I wasn't treated well talking about real heavy truth. So, and I appreciate you, man. Hey, there's a sunset. It's going down. Pretty cool looking there. In the setting in the northwest now. Today was a super nice day. Started off very cold. I don't know what else to show you guys. Anything you guys want to see? There's not much else to see. I'll probably just end it here if you don't mind. I just wanted to document for myself these apartment complexes. Taylor Rose, are you in Michigan? Sean's down in Oregon. I'm up here in the South Seattle area. It's just crazy to see because like we need inventory, we need apartments, we need houses, and they're building them to 80% completion but not finishing them. I'm like, you know, I don't want to spend too much time on it because it doesn't change anything. But if the government was real, if anything was real, they would step in and finish those. The government could easily, like, you know, they like to talk about all the programs that don't work, right? And you're like, the government could easily come up with programs that work. Like, you could just verify the family size and income, and every 3 to 6 months you analyze it and you give $500 to $1,000 credits. And people might think that's outrageous and that's not, you know, American or whatever. Oh my gosh, if you add it up, okay, so if 2 million families got $1,000 a month to make their lives easier in America, 2 million families, that's $2 billion. That's $24 billion a year, which is only 1/4 of the supposed fake money they gave Ukraine. Like, it's so little money to help the poor have a less stressful life. It's just insanity to me that they don't help the poor, right? Like, they want to talk about that it's so much money and so much waste. Don't get involved in government housing. Don't get involved in any of that. They, you know, they already run a pretty decent, you know, food program for the poor. You're telling me they can't have the same agency analyze and, you know, now don't let landlords take advantage of them. They, you know, they can say, hey, okay, a 3-bedroom apartment market rate is $2,000 to $2,500. It better not be outside that range. But if it's in that range, you know, we, the government, will help this family of 3 or 4 that's low income, you know, $700 a month, $1,000 a month, you know, and you wean it down as they make more. You want them to get higher, better paying jobs, but you don't take the thing away, you know, altogether. So for every 1,000 more you make from working, we're going to take away $200 of rent credit. Like, I mean, I could administer that thing pretty damn easy and help out a lot of working poor people. You eliminate their stress. The landlord runs less of a risk of the landlord losing out. You know, they have money to spend on other things. So, I don't know. Just going off on a tangent here, but thanks for stopping in, Sean. Haven't talked to you in a long time. I know you try to reach out to me, and I appreciate that. So, all right, we're going to finish it with a nice evergreen tree look here. What does this guy have? Huh. That's the exact same trucks that were here a few days ago. What does this guy got? It's got some really weird, cool looking metal stuff. No idea what that stuff is. It's cool looking orange metal. All right. Well, we must be up a little bit higher because the sun's a little bit higher. I'll catch you over here. We'll end on a nice sunset. We'll try to get it out of the Winco sign frame. Can I get it? Can I make sure? Let's see if I can get the bug out of my windshield. There you go. Get the nice sunset. I'll try to get it out. Oh. Right here for you. No window. All right. This is Pacific Northwest, May 2nd. It's actually 8 p.m. exactly. Checking out. I only got one person in. 2 thumbs up. Thanks for coming out, people. Hope you have a great weekend.